and I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to fire down, man. We're got some good wrestling to watch here. March 18th, 1996. Are you ready to do a countdown on your side, Tony?
Almost. I do want to say this. I've received a lot of condolences and thoughts and prayers about the loss of Bug, and I should address it here. It was probably this past Friday was the toughest day that I've ever spent, because when you lose a pet that you love, it's part of the family. He was bigger than life. He put his absence here has put a big hole in our lives. Lois just this morning before we got on the air was on with the people who's uh, who's got his remains and going to put them in a little urn that we will put on the mantle with some other dogs that have passed away. We're also getting a stone, and we're going to plant a dogwood tree in the front yard, and it's going to be his. Going to put the little stone there, a little river stone, mentioning Bug, and plant a pink dogwood in his memory. I just really appreciate how the fans have reached out, and not only the ones that we have here today on Patreon, but and I sent you a text when I walked out to the arena on Friday or on Saturday, when we were in London, Ontario. As I'm walking to the broadcast position, a fan says, "God bless Bug, Tony." And I turned around, he was patting his chest, and I acknowledged him. And I also heard a couple of people say his name as well. Uh, this was the greatest dog I ever had by far. And I'm this. I've said, and Lois is going, no, no, it's too soon, and I know it's too soon. But I said I got to have another Chihuahua, and here's why, or I got to have another dog because there are plenty of dogs out there that need our love, tons
Yes.
of them. They're the the Atlanta Humane Society and many of the places are just overflow, have too many dogs. So, as the old dog will, if you look it up, it's called Dog's Will. A dog cannot will anything to you because a dog does not really own anything, but the dog wills you uh, his love to give to another dog, and that's what I'm going to do. Although I don't know when I'm going to do it. It's been a tough time here. It's been a tough few days. I still got some crazy dogs here that I just absolutely love, and they're just wonderful dogs. But Bug was a big part. He was always right here, and he was always with me everywhere. Uh, and he got very, very sick very quickly, and it was a very tough day. I appreciate all the love from everyone. I really do. You, Conrad, I know, Dave, you guys reached out and were very kind, and I appreciate everyone. It's not easy, man. But you know what? Like George Carlin said one time, and George Carlin had dogs, loved dogs. He said, "That's the deal. When you get them, you know it's only temporary." And yep, that's the way it is. So thank you for all your love and support and kindness.
I was going to wait and do that at the end of the show because I didn't
Okay.
want you to be emotional, but I am uh, very, very sympathetic. You know how important our dogs are in our household. And I know Bruce is a dog guy, and Eric's a dog guy, and Dave's a dog guy. And we're all kind of dog people. And I think those are the best kind of people. And, you know, we've had such a fun time with Bug here on the show. Of course, I've had fun breaking your balls about Bug, but you know, we had Bug temporary tattoos because you actually have a Bug tattoo.
Right here.
And I mean, we even had, you know, at the Gwinnett Braves, they did a Tony Schiavone bobblehead, and you said, "Can we put Bug on there?" So
Mm-hmm.
Bug's been memorialized more than one way in your
Right.
baseball life, in your podcast life, and now in your wrestling life. And I'm just freestyling here, Tony, but I think you hit the nail on the head when you said there's a lot of dogs out there who really need our love.
Mm-hmm.
What if we did? What if we did a Bug T-shirt and all the proceeds went to the Atlanta Humane Society to help some other dogs?
That sounds good. Let's give it to there's another organization here that we Lois and I donate to, and I think we ought to give it to them. It's called Angels Among Us
Okay.
in Atlanta, and they do a great job of going out and getting pets out. They have events all the time in front of in front of like pet stores and everything where they bring dogs out and uh, get them out there to the public and get them adopted. So let's do that, and I think it'll be great.
We're going to work on that. We'll put all that together and we'll have that shirt up for you at lowestrules.com and maybe even over at prowrestlingtees.com. But we'll get those designs together and have a link and everybody go enjoy WrestleMania. And we'll have that in time for
Yeah,
you next week here on the show. I didn't want to bombard you over the weekend because I knew that, man, this had to be tough. I was shocked and not shocked when your daughter Lori told me that you were going to be at TV, and you were.
yeah,
Just in case you weren't up to it,
hmm,
as I understand it, they had Ian Riccaboni there
yeah,
to help out. And I thought watching the broadcast during that tag match when he went out of his way to mention Bug,
hmm,
man, what a class move by Tony, by Ian, by AEW, and just by the wrestling community. You know, we sometimes, you and I get on here sometimes and we talk about how silly some of the tribalism is and all the anti AEW or pro AEW and anti WWE. All that can just be a toxic place sometimes on social media. And you even, echo that sentiment a lot that, assholes live on Twitter, that sort of thing.
all right.
But every now and again, something like Bug brings a lot of people together and it feels like everybody sort of puts their swords down for a little bit. And that's sort of the miracle of dogs, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, dogs are the most incredible thing in the world. They are. They're the most loving. I can. We and Bug was like this too, but we've had this puppy, Scout, and we got her. We They said she was a beagle, but she ain't. She's the color of a beagle. She is more, and we found out she's more Australian cattle dog than anything else, and she's out of her mind. So I can go upstairs and come back downstairs, and she'll jump up on me like she hadn't seen me in years. And it's just a wonderful place to have dogs to be able to go on the road like I do and come back. And every time I come back, the dogs just absolutely love me. And there is absolutely nothing like a dog. I appreciate you. You mentioned, of course, I was going to go to TV, and Tony was so sympathetic to me. He has sent me some things here. He sent us flowers. Um, Also had flowers sent from Ruby Soho and Angelo Parker. And but and this is to everybody out there who has who likes to rip on Tony Khan. He is genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever been around in my life.
Yes.
He really is. And you may say, "Oh, you're sucking up the boss." If that's what you think, go fuck yourself. Because I'm not. He's genuinely one of the nicest people in the world. Now, when TV starts, his demeanor can change on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but he is genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever been around in my life. He really is. He's so sympathetic and so nice and so caring and such a good person. And I just wanted to get that out there. And for those of you who knew Bug, I know there's a couple of you on here that got to meet him. His real name was Pippin. Laurie, who had him first, called him Doodlebug. She said, "Look at that little doodlebug," and the term "bug" just hung out. And he would answer to Pippin, and he would answer to Bug because he was bigger than life. He knew everything. Never went out in the road. We could take the dogs outside, and he would never go on the road. He always listened to me. And uh, I know you guys have seen pictures of me sitting in the driveway with Bug
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
on his own chair, and warm weather is coming. And Lois said, "You going to have one of the beagles sit in the chair with you?" I said, "Well, maybe one of them, but not the crazy one." So very tough week. But thanks for all the love, you, Conrad, Dave, everybody here is online. I know Megan Nelson's online here. She has met Bug. Brooke is online here. She has met Bug. And tough time. But anyway, on we go. Let's watch some wrestling.